Hello, everybody, and welcome to a review slash showcase video. Really, it's been a long time since I've done one, and it's been needed. Anyways, we are here today to showcase off the Heaven Designs and Giba drone aircraft. It is it's called for them the HVN-4 Bravo. So I actually looked up there. It's actually known, from what I can see or research, there is no aircraft that is actually called that, but this is sort of a replica of what is called the RQ-4 Global Hawk. So in and I actually looked up the video, the pictures and everything of this. It is exactly what that is. At least be it by design and everything. It may not be replicated fully, like named that way, probably for copyright and other things. But anyways, flies. I mean, it has the same dimensions, the same looks. It's pretty much identical from what I can tell. Let's go ahead and walk around it. So there we are. It is well modeled, I have to say. The thing has got some crazy good modeling. Even the down to the oh, that's a little too close. It doesn't look very well, but from the distance, it doesn't look bad. It does not look bad. I think it's actually well, it's like, I believe it's for $14.99, give or take. I've been flying this for a few days just to get a vibe of it. Now, when you get really close, like right here, yeah, the modeling isn't really that great, but that doesn't bother me. You know, what will bother me is the flight model. And you see that's shiny. Not really liking the shine on it, but it is what it is. It's an awesome. I've flown it for a while now, just to get a vibe of it and to see what it can do. There's some things I'm trying to see if I can replicate that the actual Global Hawk is able to do. Like this, the actual ceiling like limit of this aircraft is 60,000 feet, and today we're gonna find out if that can actually happen. If we can hit 60,000 feet, I'm sold on this. That it's a great representation of the aircraft. Now you're probably wondering, there's no cockpit. How are we supposed to fly this? Are we just supposed to be a robot? Well, that's the crazy part. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this thing is great. I like it. There's your little camera up front. There should be another little pod in the back for a sensor. But this thing it's nice. It does have the engine, the power plant of this thing is a Rolls-Royce North American Foxtrot 137-RR-100 turbo fan engine. This aircraft is from Northrop Grumman. And let's see, it is a high altitude, long endurance aircraft. It has a multitude of different things it can do. From Let's see, where was it at? I lost it. It can do reconnaissance, near real time reconnaissance of imagery or combat situations. So this thing can be up in the air, really high, undetected, surveilling war zones and so on and so forth. It has three different sensors, or three. It's remote controlled by three different people. You have the LRE pilot, MCE pilot, and a sensor operator. Now don't ask me what those acronyms mean, because I couldn't find anything about them. I didn't really have the time. It absolutely has no armaments. This model of aircraft does not carry any kind of weapons. It is strictly a reconnaissance aircraft only. Like I said, ceiling is 60,000 feet. Its range is nuts. It's 12,300 nautical miles. This thing can stay in the air for up to, for more than 34 hours at one given time. So this thing is, like it says, it's a high altitude, long endurance. Perfectly worded. Fuel capacity 17,300. It is not replicated here in the sim. It only allows for almost 15,000 pounds of fuel, which is a little off from the real world, which is, I'm not really griping about it too much. The aircraft is almost 15,000 pounds, and it produces 7,600 pounds of thrust with a wingspan of nearly 131 feet. Thing's a big boy. Definitely a big boy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get inside. Max takeoff weight is 32,250 pounds. Things are definitely big. Let's go ahead and get in the cockpit, though. And now we are in the cockpit. So what drone pilots normally do, drone pilots operate out of a Connex or some type of shed, essentially. We're right now in Nellis Air Force Base. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the actual Air Force bases in the sim, or at least in FlightSim.to, that actually is a better modeling. But normally this aircraft would operate out of Grand Forks Air Force Base, or what was the other one? Beale Air Force Base in California. So Grand Forks is in, I believe, North Dakota. Actually, it says North Dakota. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn her on. It's very, very simple to turn on. So right here, you have your ground station power. Turn that on. Then you have your connect to SATCOM. Connect to the satellite, which connects to your aircraft. No signal. Turn on your master battery. There you go. You have your master battery on. Looks like some weather is coming in here in the Las Vegas area. Is there? There definitely is some weather coming in. All right, so we're back here. All right, main battery is on. Fuel valve is open. We're gonna to come down to gadgets. Remove chocks, which that means, like it says, remove the chocks right there. I hate when you come back here, it automatically zooms you back out. That's one thing I'm not a fan of. Remove cones. Remove intake. There it is. Now we have to remove the outlet and the probes. The engine exhaust and probes. There it is. She is fully exposed. All right, and now we're going to come to performance. Take off. We are taking off on what runway? I don't even know what runway this is. Here. Should be. I wanted to say. I'm not. You basically would put in what the winds, the directions of the winds and the speed, and then what runway, and calculate it at the airport you're at. And then it will calculate down here and tell you the length, and then tell you your V1, which is really cool. The weight. So you can hold up to 3,000 pounds worth of equipment. That is accurate. Your payload is 3,000 pounds, so that is actually modeled correctly. And then, like I said, 14,298. A little off. Your max fuel load that this aircraft is supposed to be able to handle is 17,300. We're going to put this back down to there. Settings, you can just change the stuff in here. You can have a pilot and your co-pilot, which, yeah, not military uniform. So we're just going to get rid of those. Motion effect, we have that off. And OBS, when off, user custom camera views will not work. So, yeah, I'm not worried about that. And then you can just disconnect altogether from SATCOM and then reconnect. It has a bunch of different things. You can also, down here, add your own flight plans. Procedures, you can do your own. This thing acts like, I mean, it seems like you can use ILS with this thing, which is pretty freaking awesome. So, like, literally, you could probably do a full flight in the air from probably like Las Vegas to, I don't know, the Middle East somewhere, land, refuel, and do your reconnaissance, essentially. That's kind of what it feels like. If you look over on your co-pilot side, though, he has different cameras. This is your camera from underneath. So when we're on the ground, it's unavailable, obviously, because, well, you can't see anything. And then this is your FLIR camera, which is pretty cool. And then this is the same thing over here. And then down below is where you would do your autopilot. So you're active. This is your nav, your comms. I believe this is your transponder. And then your ONH. I'm not. Oh, this is okay. Yeah, this is for your barometrics. Set your barometric pressure. And then yeah, your autopilot and everything. It's a little. The autopilot's kind of flaky-ish. I'm still learning it a little bit. But this thing absolutely, and also it does not have flaps. This thing will not use flaps. And if you wanted to look over here at this clipboard, this is your startup procedure for this aircraft. Very, very simple. Turn on the station, connect to SATCOM, remove static equipment, which is your your probes, your covers, your cones and stuff like that. Then turn on master, which we did, and turn on lights as needed, and turn on fuel valve and start engine. So that's what we're going to do right now. So master, fuel, beacon, strobe, navigation, taxi, start engine. And if you look over here, you'll see it's starting to spool up. You see, look in here, the intake, you see the turbine is spooling. You hear that thing going up too. So we're going to figure out if this thing can get to 60,000 feet. If it does, it's a win. It doesn't take a lot to get this thing off the ground either, which is freaking awesome. All right, we are at a stable idle. Awesome. So I am not able to find where the brake button is if you had to choose one. Like, oh, and that's another thing. There's the dials over on this side. These actually will decrease the brightness of your screens. These will work on these sides as well. Anyways, I haven't been able to find the brake button. So if you have it mapped to your joystick or whatever you're using, keyboard, whatever, just hit that and then it'll disengage. And then let's see if we can get this thing moving. All right, let me get this to a better angle. All right, we are on the taxiway. We're already towards the end of the taxiway. So I don't know what the winds are right now. Kind of wish I did. So I can simulate. So we're on 2-1 right. I may look up the winds right now. It is so disorientating looking at this way without being in the aircraft. No depth perception to the side or anything. It's just weird. Oh, wow. I got that one actually pretty close to being dead right. All right. We got the brakes on. Let's see. We are on 2-1 right. We're just going to simulate it. Let's say right now the winds. Performance. Say we're on 2-1 right. So apparently you can't put the 2-1 R in there for right. So we're going to just put runway 21. And then say the winds are coming out of 280 at 10 knots. Calculate, and there you go. There's your V1 landing. And there's that as well. Now, I don't know if they're going to update it down the road so that you can actually put your 2-1 right or stuff or information like that in there. They make it a little bit better. That's the only other thing that's the problem. But now let's get this thing in the air, and then we will establish our autopilot, and then we will see if this thing can hit the 60,000 feet. It's going to take a while to 60,000 feet. We'll end up probably cutting to see if we can hit it. So let's go ahead and take off. Full power. Pushing to the right or left. Oh. There's another problem I've noticed. So my throttle on my... Yeah, that was another... Yeah. So there is a problem with using the throttle on my stick. It seems to not like it. So, and sometimes it likes it, sometimes it doesn't. So I end up having to use this manually. I don't know if it's a bug or what. But we are running at 210 heading. So we're going to come down here. Go to, oops, come on. We're going to come at that heading. It's right now heading towards that heading right now. Flight director is on. We're going to climb at a profile of 2,100 feet a minute. And we are going to set the altitude to 60,000 feet. So it's at 60,000. So it's another thing I've noticed that's a little wonky. That with the autopilot on, altitude, heading, and flight director set. All this stuff set. It doesn't want to go up though. So I have to force it with the vertical speed. We're going to go 2,200. And now she's climbing again. So the max airspeed for this aircraft, I believe it was at like 300, I want to say it was 350 knots. No, 310 knots. That's 357 miles an hour. 310 knots is it's supposed to be its cruising speed. So you can see that it's falling, but of course we are going up at a steep angle. So we're gonna lessen that angle just a little bit. And now we're gonna see if this thing can actually get up to 60,000 feet. Yeah, there was some weather that moved in. Some foggy conditions moved into Vegas. But yeah, this thing is nice. I really like it. Super, super cool. Lots of wing flex. Of course, those wingspan. It's huge wingspan. So yeah, right there's the camera feed from underneath. So it's giving you satellite image, or not satellite imaging, but it's giving imaging from underneath the aircraft. So like this is your FLIR. So if you wanted to get your I guess thermals or stuff like that, this right here you can basically, I think was you put lays on an item or on a target, and it should keep onto that target as long as you're orbiting it. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can hit 60,000 feet. Let's see what happens. So we'll be right back. Our attempt to make 60,000 feet was not exactly a success. The highest I was able to get it, right now it's sustained at 47,430 feet. And we're moving at only 135 knots. Now, we're not moving. That's kind of impressive. But with the wingspan, it kind of makes sense because it can pretty much glide. But it's definitely kind of a letdown that it didn't get to 60,000 feet. But it's not a deal breaker by any means, not at all. It's their plane, but it is represented from the RQ-4, which is the Recon. So there's the RQ-4, which is the Recon It is, the R is the Department of Defense's designation for a reconnaissance, and there is also the Q in there. It means unmanned aircraft system. The 4, which it refers to the series of purpose-built, remotely piloted aircraft systems. Now there is an EQ4, which the E represents is a communications configuration. So basically, it's meant the aircraft's meant for basically a relay, a communications relay, essentially. But yeah, this aircraft is fine. It's fun. But unfortunately, we didn't make it to 60,000. It is gaining speed slowly, so we're gonna maybe up it a little bit again, maybe 300 feet per minute. We have been flying I've been in the air for nearly an hour, and it just got bogged down. As soon as it hit 45,000 feet, it bogged down. So we are gaining altitude again as we are slowing down again. At one point we were at like 129 knots, and the thing started struggling to stay in the air. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna let it rise a little bit more, but we're gonna come over here to the FLIR. There's the FLIR. And then also, this is the camera looking straight down. This is looking down to the terrain below. So then you can also zoom in right here, which is really cool. Some farmland. So right now, we've been flying so long that we're already almost at the West Coast. We're almost to the Pacific. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. But we're still climbing. I have it set to still continue to climb, but we're losing speed at the same time. I don't think this thing's going to reach 60,000. There's no way. I even had to do like drop the fuel load and the equipment weight just to get it to this altitude, which I believe that's more accurate. If it takes off from, like, say, an Air Force base or a base in general, and it's going to do a high-level reconnaissance, it's not going to be fully stocked and loaded. It may have a lot of equipment, but it's going to have not a lot of fuel because it's probably going to already be in the region. You're not going to fly out of Las Vegas on a full tank and a full load and expect to get to 60,000 feet. 60,000 feet is probably you have to have optimal fuel, optimal equipment weight, and be able to sustain that. And it's probably not going to be up there for very long. The weight alone, is going to restrict how high you go. So the lighter you are, the more chances are you're going to make it to that altitude. So we're going to go ahead and move back over this way. Ooh, I didn't like that. I noticed when you're over here, you look over there. It's almost like you're looking through a window right here. Actually, I think that's exactly what that is like a window right here looking out of the aircraft. It may be a little bit of a glitch on that end. Who knows? But yeah, this is what it looks like. Right now, camera zoom elevation, where this would be at 14,280 feet. So we're going to go in, that's 9,400 feet. And that right there looking down, that's as if it was at 4,600 feet. We go all the way back out to 1, that's at 48,000 feet and climbing. So we're still slowing down. We're still climbing, though. We're still climbing. But just look how high we are. I know when you look over here, you see no clouds. It's like it's a clear day right here. But then when you look straight down here, it's cloudy. I don't know if they're planning on doing any updates, but I can see some updates that would help this thing get a little more immersion. I did find out, or at least I've been looking online, the Navy, as far as I'm aware, and as far as the articles I've been reading, the Navy does not operate these aircrafts. This is a strictly Air Force, from what I can tell. Well, from what I can tell, this is a strictly Air Force aircraft. I could be wrong, but of course that's just the articles and stuff I've looked up. But yeah, it's a fun aircraft. We are high up there. It's hard to imagine this aircraft operating at 50,000 plus feet and doing what it does. And we're down to 127 knots and still falling, and we're right now coming up on 49,000 feet. I don't think 60,000 is going to be remotely possible, honestly. But it is worth it. I think it's very much worth the money. It is not an expensive aircraft. It would be fun to operate. It says you can click on it, but I don't know what you're clicking on. You can move that around. I mean, almost fun. You can actually move the camera around up here. That'd be kind of cool. But there's your little telephone. So, a little telephone there, so that if you see something on recon that is of absolute emergency, you can call, or maybe you'll have someone from your TACCOM or tactical communications, or someone higher above that's wanting you to reroute the aircraft to a certain region, and then you can. Ooh, what airport is this we're coming upon? Flying above KNLC. What is KNLC? All right, that did not help me any. Lemoore Naval Air Station. Huh. Well. Apparently that's a naval air station. Go figure, and we're in a naval aircraft. That's kind of a funny little non-intentional thing we did. Right there it is. Right below us. I would say let's try to land it there, but you know how long it would take us to get down to that level. We're at 125 knots. We're over 49,000 feet. We'll see. Let's see if we can hit 50,000. Let's see if we can at least hit 50,000 feet. I say if we hit 50,000 feet, it's a semi-success. I mean, I like this plane. They have another one. It's of the 900, I believe it is. The HVN-4B UAV drone. I will probably get that one. I'll probably do a showcase or a review on it as well. That one's been out for a while, it looks like. But it definitely looks like it could be as fun, or maybe something really cool. Just something really cool to add to your hangar, so that you can do some maybe you can do some role play stuff with it or something. Maybe on my stream, since we do live stream on the channel. Maybe we can do some long. I wouldn't say a 10-hour flight, but maybe we can do some type of flight with this thing in the air. It doesn't move very fast, so. But I mean, it would just be really cool. I know that the C-17, I'm waiting right now. That I just got word today. I got some information saying that they are working on an FMC for the C-17 Globemaster from the destroyer. They are working on FMC, so that when that is officially out, I will start putting that on my live streams as well. Add it to the arsenal of other planes now. We have the 737, we have the 787. We may even have this, and so you can put flight plans on this. So yeah, the channel is getting better. We are now over 1,800 subscribers strong, and growing, which I do thank everyone. I love all of you subscribers, all of you people out there that supported me. You guys are awesome. You guys continue to encourage me and motivate me to continue on and doing these videos. There should be more videos coming out this month, because I believe Top Mach has their B2 coming out this month. There has been a lot of information coming out from them. I also got some a unconfirmed source saying that there's a new Apache helicopter coming out this month, and I believe also the Heat Blur, I believe they are called, that's working with the developers that came out with the F-35. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. Indio Echo Foxtrot, I believe they are. The F-14 that they're designing, which is supposed to be like on a level of what DCS is, that's about to come out. So this month is going to have to be a little bit packed with some content, and I do plan on putting more stuff out there, different kinds of videos. It's just a matter of testing and seeing if I feel comfortable with it, because I do a bunch of videos, but then I just go back and I don't like it. It doesn't feel right to me. So if it doesn't feel right to me, I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't feel right to you guys. And but anyways, I digress. But we are right now over 50,000 feet and still climbing. maybe this thing can hit 60,000, but it'll probably take another hour or two. But I think over 50,000 feet we're sitting at, that's a mad success just to get to this altitude. Not a lot of planes can make it this high in the sim. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I highly recommend this aircraft if anyone wants to put it in their arsenal. It's anywhere between, I off the top of my head, I forgot how much it costs. It was like, I think it's anywhere between $14.99 and $15.99 or something around that area. It's not a stupid amount of money. I'll put well, it's not actually in the link below. There is nowhere to get it from other than from the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace. And if I'm wrong about the price, either regardless if I'm right or wrong, I'll put the price in the description below on how much it is. But I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you haven't liked or subscribed, go ahead, smash that like button. It put us on that algorithm. Helps me out a lot. And my goodness, we are approaching Pacific Ocean. I wonder if we can see it from the south. Sure thing, right there it is. That is the Pacific Ocean. Anyways, like and subscribe. Like, yeah, English hard. Anyways, like and subscribe the video. Everyone have a great day. Until next time, have a good one.